came to be by accident. Okay, so event delegation. This is pretty cool. Okay, so let's go back. This video is connected to the last one, so you kind of need to watch the last one. But here we have the same thing, right? We have the section 3, we have the scripts, we have the button stuff. So right now what happens is when we click on button, we call the button because we are stopping, right? Let me actually, yep, we're stopping it right here. Let me actually, yeah, don't want to do that, okay? Just say boom. Great. Yeah, if you click on it, then it calls all of things because we don't stop event propagation. So let me talk about it. So you see this event here gives us a target which specifies. Let me click on it. You see here we have the button, although we call this is the handler for the body and it's the handler for the div, the target is still the button because the button has to go through, right? We talked about this. So the body, the S1, the H, it has to go through and reach the button, and when it reaches the button, it kind of goes all the way up, calling all the handlers on its way all to the top. And we said you can use event propagation to stop this. So this is about this is still related to the last video. But what I wanted to show is this is cool. I could remove all this, right? And I could just have a single called pressed, and then I could just pass that single handler to all of it. So pressed, and I want to do here is pressed, and I want to do here is pressed. Nice. So now I would get 3 button pressed. So if I click on this, you see I get 3 button pressed, one for every single one of these. But the really cool part is I could use like something like switch statement, right? If you're not familiar with this switch statement, you should like kind of look it up, or you know what, I'm just gonna use if statement. So you can say if event dot target say. So I'm saying if the target is equal to button, which is the case, I want you to call this. So basically I want you to call that. Else if event dot target is equal to section 3, okay, I want you to call div pressed, and else, which is basically the case for the body would be body called. Save that. Okay, now let's try this button. You see we have 3 buttons called because the target is the button. So we only call this. These others are useless because it's never this. We always catch it in the first place. And since our target doesn't move, we went through this, right? In here we call the handler for this. The handler for this is the button. We call the button. In here the handler is still the button, so we call the button. And then in here the handler is still button, so we still call button. So this is event delegation. This tells you if you have a collection of events, like let's say yeah, if you have like a collection of events, you can specifically look for the target and call it, otherwise not call it. And I still want to call it e dot event. Let's see, and I want to call it, what is it, event dot stop propagation. And now it's only gonna call one time. Let's try this. Okay, there we go. Great. So you can, like, instead of using 3 different buttons, you can just use 1 button. But the button is not connected. The idea behind the event delegation concept is, since you know which specific component element the event is targeting, you can use that knowledge to use one function, right? Or use some kind of a switch statement to not call every single one of them, but just call what you need to do. So here, since again, let me show you another use of it. So now if I click the button, you see I have button pressed. I want to use I want to stop the propagation. I want to show you the power here. So if I click the button, it says button pressed. If I click the div, it says the div is pressed. If I click the body is still connected to it because our body, there's no space between. Let me kind of give space between that. So I wanna, let's see, So it'd be, actually I want to give space to the body, so I want to show you what it is. So the body is the white. Okay, but the idea behind it is still, the idea behind it is the same, right? The idea is right now we can use the button, which is awesome, but not just the button, we can use the body at the same time, and we can use the div at the same time. So you see, I just used all of them at the same time using a single function, because I'm using the target to specify which thing to be called. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's event delegation, and this is the last video of this course. I'm gonna have kind of like an end video to kind of give you a review of the whole thing, but yeah, that's it. Have a good day. Bye bye.